Hello and welcome. We bring you the latest edition of MBC News. You're with me, Mphatso Tebulo, and my sign language interpreter tonight is Lenley Mbonda. The headlines. Government commits to provide humanitarian support to all people affected by floods in the country. Southern region districts expecting a bumper harvest this year, marking a significant improvement over the past 3 seasons. And sports development described as key in nurturing talent among young people in Malawi. Now, the news in detail. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has pardoned 27 prisoners as an act of mercy during the Eid and Easter celebrations. In a statement signed by Secretary for Homeland Security Linda Moyo, the pardon is in exercise of the President's powers accorded to him under Section 82, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Malawi. According to the statement, the pardoned include convicted prisoners who have served half of their sentences, the elderly, females, the chronically ill, and those that were selected to public universities. Chief Secretary to the government, Justin Saidi, says government will ensure that all people affected by floods receive assistance. Saidi made the remarks while leading a relief distribution exercise for flood victims under Traditional Authority Masea in Chikwawa. Mercy Zamawa with the details.
Following continuous rains that caused floods last week, some people in Chikwawa are displaced and in need of help. Here, Chief Secretary in the Office of President and Cabinet, Dr. Justin Saidi, led the distribution of relief items. Speaking during the distribution exercise, Saidi assured flood survivors that no one will struggle to access assistance during this period.
The President is sad, but is assuring every Malawian that they will be assisted, whether it is food or transportation or whatever. These people will be assisted because it is the program that His Excellency already made when he said that Malawi is a disaster area, and in that regard, all the 28 districts and 4 cities were declared a disaster and were at risk, which meant that around 4 million people maybe will have no food. And the more reason, when he said this to the nation, countries, banks, organizations that have been coming forward.
Member of Parliament for the area, Gerard Bede, commended the country's leadership for responding to the needs of affected people in a timely manner.
Foremost, we're supposed to thank the DBB government, led by Professor Peter Mutharika Moyo, for the assistance that have been given us today. We have been assisted throughout. Since the last 2 months we had a storm. Today we are facing another challenge, these coming floods. All in all, we're supposed to thank the government for the support they have given us all this time.
The Chief Secretary extended his visit in Chikwawa by visiting Ilovo Sugar Company, which has also been affected by the rains. Ronald Nguera is the Managing Director for Ilovo, and he explains the extent of the damage.
In 4, 5, 6 days of havoc, we've received a lot more water. We've actually received more water than when came with Cyclone Anna. If you look at the water levels, it's been quite significant. So right now we're looking at about 1,200 hectares of cane. We are still managing to figure out what that is, but we've had infrastructure damage, road damage. There's been some casualties, but it's been sad. The villages, communities on the estate as well as off the estate have been impacted. So it's been quite devastating, but we've been glad that the Chief Secretary as well as Dodma has come to actually see for themselves.
Over 5,000 people have been affected by floods in Chikwawa, with many currently staying in temporary shelters. Mercy Zamawa, MBC News, Chikwawa.
Now, Africa has been identified as a key growth market in the global fashion industry as organizers of the Asia Pacific Fashion Showcase highlight new opportunities for trade and collaboration. Shei Jie, representative of the organizing committee, made the remarks in China ahead of the exhibition. McDonald Chiwayula reports.
Speaking with MBC on behalf of the organizing committee, Jiao said Africa's fast-growing population, expanding middle class, and rising demand for affordable, high-quality clothing make it an attractive destination for global fashion investment. The showcase, an extension of New York Fashion Week, will take place from 1st to 3rd May at the Guangzhou Hanzhou International Convention and Exhibition Center in Guangzhou, China. Organizers say the event merges global fashion influence with China's position as a leading manufacturing hub, creating a platform for African buyers and Malawian designers to directly engage with producers.
With a young population and a rapidly expanding retail sector, Africa represents the next frontier for global fashion trade. Beyond purchasing, African designers bring unique culture, aesthetics, and market insights. They can collaborate with Chinese factories to develop Africa-specific collections, infusing traditional patterns and colors into mass production, local tastes, creating a more inclusive and demand-driving fashion ecosystem.
The exhibition is expected to provide African buyers with direct access to manufacturers, eliminating middlemen and reducing costs while offering opportunities for product customization and quality verification. Designers from Africa and Malawi inclusive are also expected to collaborate with Chinese factories to create collections tailored to African markets, blending traditional patterns with modern production techniques. According to Jiao, the event will run alongside China's Canton Fair, giving participants access to a broader network of suppliers and business opportunities. McDonald Chiwayula, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Blantyre farmers are expecting a bumper harvest this year, marking a significant improvement over the past 3 seasons. Programs Manager for the Blantyre Agriculture Development Division, Anile Msugwa, attributed this success to farmers adopting modern technologies to combat unpredictable climate patterns. Rashida Matandika reports.
At an agricultural field day in Machinjiri under the Chipande Extension Planning Area, James Chimowa and his family were decorated as model farmers for the adoption of modern agricultural technologies. Chimowa observed that by using one-to-one planting with standard spacing, his crops have grown well. He now expects a harvest of at least 18 bags of maize from his small plot.
My plea to my fellow farmers is that we should follow the expertise from extension workers, especially in modern technology. We should also plant seeds and crops that are tolerant to drought and do well in our areas depending on the type of weather that we experience.
Programs Manager for the Blantyre Agriculture Development Division, ADD, Anile Msugwa, expressed optimism for a better harvest this year. This follows 3 consecutive years of prolonged droughts that affected farming activities. Msugwa commended farmers for adopting modern technologies and urged them to begin irrigation farming in the coming months to complement rain-fed yields. She also strongly cautioned against using recycled seeds as it breeds diseases.
My word of encouragement is that we just need to, if we are doing crop production, we need hybrid seed. Those farmers who got hold of hybrid seed, as an ADD, we faced a DMD, it's a disease of maize, and one of the factors that encourages DMD is recycled seed. So I encourage our farmers to buy from shops that are recognized the hybrid seed. Most of our farmers in the Blantyre ADD planted recycled seed, and we have suffered because of the DMD.
For his part, Chairperson of Blantyre District Council, Lenzo Kalonga, advocated for the use of early maturing seed varieties to improve productivity. During the event, farmers showcased livestock such as cattle and pigs. Another farmer, Wilson Masanjala, displayed a tobacco crop which he estimates could fetch 15 million kwacha this year, provided market conditions remain favorable. Rashida Matandika, NBC News, Blantyre.
And the scenario is the same in Chiradzulu, where the District Agriculture Office is expecting a significant increase in crop yields this year compared to the previous season. Director of Agriculture Services for Chiradzulu, Mphatso Gafua, made the remarks during an agricultural field day organized by Bear Malawi at Mbulumbuzi in the district. Ruth Chinangwa reports.
Kafua attributed the expected bumper harvest to favorable rainfall patterns and the increased number of farmers accessing the government's affordable agriculture imports. However, she cautioned the smallholder farmers against selling their entire harvest, urging them to prioritize household food security to combat hunger.
Okay, for Chiradzulu, as compared to last year, this year is promising. One, because the weather has been favorable this year as compared to last year, and also the inputs, especially seed and fertilizer, more people have access to fertilizer under the farm input subsidy program as compared to last year. So with these factors, at least we are looking the outlook is looking better. We are hoping to have at least a higher production than last year. We faced a number of challenges in the year. The first challenge, we had down mildew disease. This down mildew disease was more prevalent in Tumbo EBA, but it went to all the EBA. It affected all the EBAs. And also we experienced a dry spell of at least 7 to 10 days, which also affected production because it came at a peak when the crops were just at cobbing stage, which is crucial where crops require water.
Speaking at the event, Dennis Kajiko, Bayer's Distribution and Relations Manager for the Southern Region, a company that produces the crop seed, said that the use of the modern seeds have potential to address hunger and the effects of climate change.
When farmers plant seed seeds, they harvest a lot. It's high production. We are encouraging farmers to be planting these decab seeds. As you are aware that there are a number of programs that work with. You have seen government officials were here, so work with the government in terms of the FISIP Farm Input Subsidy Program. This year it was there. Our farmers accessed it through the FISIP. Others accessed it through different organizations. We work with the different organizations, and the aim is to try control farmers using these local varieties because they don't get anything.
The field day was held under the theme, Experience the Decab Difference in Your Field. Ruth Chinangwa, NBC News, Chiradzulu.
You're watching NBC News, and I am Mphatso Tebulo. My sign language interpreter is Lenley Mponda. A reminder of our top stories. Government commits to provide humanitarian support to all people affected by floods in the country. Southern Region districts expecting a bumper harvest this year, marking a significant improvement over the past 3 seasons. And sports development described as key in nurturing talent among young people in Malawi.
Uno ndi ku Malawi, dziko lodzaza ndi kuthekera makakwa iwo ogwira ntchito molimbika. Iwo ochita malonda ali nazo zifukwa zonse zopitisira patsogolo ntchito zawo, monga kukhala ndi yawo post office box. ndi Malawi Post Corporation sizikutenganso mtunda wautali kuti mubwezeretse kapena kutsekula post office box ndi kuyamba kulandira makalata anu mosavuta. Kwa onse ochita malonda, makampani komanso mabungwe ndi zotheka kukhala ndi post office box yanu kapenanso private bag malingana ndi kukula kwa kampani yanu. Anzanu oona patali anatsekula kale yawo post office box ndipo mtima unachita zii pa nkhani ya chitetezo cha makalata awo chifukwa box yawo amatsekula okha basi. Mukatsekula post office box ndiyo khazikika ndi zothekanso kusamutsa box yanu kupita dera lina. Kuti mubwezeretsenso kapena kukhala ndi post office box, pitani ku post office yomwe muli nayo pafupi. Malawi Post Corporation, worth your trust.
Welcome back. Players in the tobacco industry have joined hands to plant over 11,000 trees in 5 out of the 6 districts in the northern region. Speaking to MBC after planting 2,300 trees in Nkarabe, Tobacco Commission Divisional Manager for the North, Benjani Singini, said they have embarked on the initiative to conserve the environment in the region. Hassan Piri reports.
Speaking during the tree planting exercise at Mzola Primary School in the area of DA Nyalwangwa in Nkarabe, Singini highlighted the importance of replanting trees considering its significance in tobacco industry. He said companies joined hands to demonstrate their commitment in environmental conservation.
So we have players such as the buyers, the market operator, the tobacco growers associations, and everyone who is involved in the tobacco industry have come together to support government's efforts in terms of replenishing or afforestation initiatives by planting more trees. So this is an initiative by the industry to support government's effort in terms of now assisting on the sustainability of the environment.
In his remarks, District Commissioner for Nkarabe, David Gondwe, hailed the companies for coming to Nkarabe for the exercise. He says the district is facing acute deforestation.
Of late, in the recent years, the level of deforestation has gone so high, and this is continuing, and this is not good for the district, for the people, and the whole nation. Because if you go to Kaningna Forest right now, you will find that many trees are cut. You go to Ruwari Forest and many other forests, you find that cutting trees is now a continuous process.
Senior Chief Nyalwangwa of Nkarabe appealed to forest officers to be vigilant in their duties, as there are a lot of people burning and doing charcoal business illegally without punishment. Hassan Piri, MBC News, Nkarabe.
The Deputy Inspector General of Police responsible for administration, Noel Kaila, has challenged the Malawi Police Circle to embrace digital platforms in delivering its services to enhance growth. Kaira made the remarks in Lilongwe during the 11th annual general meeting of the Malawi Police Circle. Madalitso Mhango reports.
Kaira urged the SACO to ensure its services are available across various financial platforms so that the police officers can receive their benefits from the Malawi Police SACO online. He added that the Malawi Police will remain committed to supporting the SACO to enable it to grow.
The services of the police SACO should be available on all financial platforms. When I want to check my balance, it should be easy. And in addition to that, I was challenging them. That's the main message which I brought from the Inspector General, that we are looking forward as management of the Malawi Police Service to see to it that one day every police officer is able to receive their salary through the Malawi Police SACO. So they should be able to have those services. And that will make sure that the SACO continues to grow. So for all this to happen, we need to improve in terms of digital transformation.
Chief Executive Officer for the Malawi Police SACO, Ian Mwalungila, said the institution has recorded an increase in assets from 7.2 billion kwacha in the 2024-2025 financial year to 13 billion kwacha. Mwalungira further said the SACCO is expected to introduce mobile applications and banking services to enable members to transfer money from their SACCO accounts to any mobile network as part of enhancing digital services.
Malawi Police SACCO, from the financial year that ended on 31st December 2025, we grew our loan book, that is the money that we have advanced to our membership, from 5 billion to 8 billion. And that translated in also an overall growth of the total assets from 7.2 billion to now 10.8 billion. But as I'm standing today, the day we are holding our AGM, our total assets have grown to 13 billion.
Director of Capital Markets at the Reserve Bank of Malawi, Nkhani, encouraged all SACCOs in the country to invest in digital financial services to remain competitive.
Nowadays, digital transformation is the way to go. If you want to serve your customer conveniently, efficiently, and even if you want to be inclusive to the younger generation, digital financial services is the way to go. And we are happy to see Malawi Police SACCO. That is one of the SACCOs that has introduced a platform that would be able to serve its customers efficiently.
The Malawi Police SACCO has made a profit of 549 million kwacha in the last financial year, an increase from 368 million kwacha in 2024. Madalitso Muhango, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Now, proper waste management has been described as crucial in job creation and income generation. General Manager for a Turkish company, Ranteco Energy and Environmental Technologies, was speaking after touring some of the country's dump sites in Zomba and Blantyre, where he expressed interest in providing solutions for the country's waste by converting them to energy. Tosin Magombo with the details.
Speaking when visiting the dump sites, General Manager for the Turkish company, Omar Kamsugu, said his company will provide necessary infrastructure and facilities to ensure proper waste disposal, protect the environment, and support economic growth.
Well, big cities they need, because small cities there are not enough waste accumulation. So from the small cities area, I think that must be transported the waste to the bigger cities. First of all, maybe collecting the waste with the small trucks and then compacting, all right? And there are transfer stations of the waste, you know. And then you, with the small trucks, transfer to bigger trucks, and then one big truck a day from Zomba to here could be. So I think the next step may be the organization of the small areas to transport the waste to big areas and sorting into the bigger.
On his part, Director of Health and Social Services at Blantyre City Council, Hudson Kupanga, said the initiative would reduce problems faced in refuse collection and enhance cleanliness in the city.
At 94%, we collect about 450 metric tons a day, but we collect about 94% every day. The problem we're having is because of machinery. Most of the machines are very old. We're relying on 2 vehicles, the skip handlers, and we have the 3 compactors. But if we had the 5 skip machines, then maybe 5 compactors, we can build the system of collecting refuge, and we can be waiting for the refuge to accumulate and collect it. But we're trying our best so that with the machines which we have, we are making sure that we have to collect the refuge in time.
Adding on the issue, Director of Health and Social Services at Zomba City Council, Besta Chigona, urged other companies to join hands in ensuring proper waste disposal.
As I presented, we are only collecting 30% of the waste that is being generated in Zomba City, meaning that 70% hasn't been collected. So this is the waste that is ending up in drains and open spaces. And we also got a low waste recovery rate. We are on 50%, meaning that we are not doing well in terms of circular economy.
MBC News, Blantyre.
Government says sports development remains key to nurturing talent among young people in Malawi, as it continues to prioritize investment in various disciplines in the country. This comes as the Minister of Youth and Sports, Alfred Gangata, reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting athletes to compete at higher levels. Details in this report by Yanko Kajingwe.
Speaking in Lilongwe during the finals of the Japanese Ambassadors Judo Championship held at ABC Sports Complex, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Alfred Gangata, commended the growing participation of young people in the sport, reaffirming government commitment to developing sports in the country.
So encouraging. They have to showcase their talent today. As the government, we are proud, and this sport is growing, and I think as the government, we will support them.
Japanese ambassador Naito Yasushi said judo is more than just a sport, as it instills discipline, respect, and strong values, adding that Japan will continue supporting its growth in Malawi.
Judo is a great sport, but also it is a sort of philosophy. It is about the discipline and also the respect to the elders, the sensei and the other team players, and also to the opponents. So I think it's a great sport for discipline. So I'm sure the Judo Association doing a great job of spreading judo and the spirit of judo to Malawi.
Meanwhile, Malawi Judo Association President Osborne Banda said the tournament has helped revive momentum in the sport and continues to provide a platform for identifying talent for international competitions.
Some of the athletes that have participated in this competition, they have been selected to go for qualifiers. Southern African Judo Confederation qualifiers, which is those are qualifying games for Maputo Youth Games that are happening in December. And also the coaches have identified some athletes for the Dakar Youth Olympic Games that is happening in September. We had also a chance to select some athletes for Glasgow Commonwealth Games that is happening in July and August in UK. So you can see that this has been a very, very important event, because as an association, we don't have the resources, but the embassy has supported us with some resources.
The competition, now in its 9th edition since 2014, attracted participants from across the country.
Chiefs in Blantyre City have expressed commitment to help reduce the problem of mental health and suicide, which have increased among men due to a lack of avenues to express their worries. The Chiefs explained this while attending a social football match that was organized as part of activities aimed at raising awareness among men about the importance of expressing their concerns and to inform them about where they can seek help when facing issues that disturb their mental well-being. Chief Zingwangwa explains.
Suicide is a very bad thing, I can say so. It's only not affect people in the village, but also players, pastors, each and everyone. They are having problems like this. So, to lose a certain person, maybe who is so important in such, maybe in a community or in so many maybe organizations, it's too bad. So we use as a social football maybe to spread this important message. Don't kill yourself, man. Let's be clever nowadays, and let's share. If we have problems, let's share. So we use this platform of social football to spread this information. Don't kill yourself, man.
In his remarks, the leader of the men's group that organized the event, called Violence Against Men Advocacy Group, Dave Malemia, said since the establishment of the group, they have been receiving many men seeking this kind of support, which shows that mental health issues among men lack adequate counseling services.
The activity today, we were aiming at bringing men together. But as you can see, there were not only men who came here to participate in this meeting. When they come, We tell them what to say in churches, place of work, even in funeral ceremonies, that we must advocate anywhere. Where you are sitting like a man, you must think to say, I must tell another man not to hide if he is in stress. Yes, he must reveal that to a friend, even the wife. He can reveal to the wife. Say, okay, what you are doing or what you have been, there is this thing which is stressing me, what? Heavy. Stops. If you are talking about what has happened maybe at work, you must let her intervene to your problem and at least maybe remove the stress from you. We are trying to put a big gathering so that our message also can go wider.
And that item wraps up this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories. Government commits to provide humanitarian support to all people affected by floods in the country. Southern region districts expecting a bumper harvest this year, marking a significant improvement over the past 3 seasons. And sports development described as key in nurturing talent among young people in Malawi. You have been with me, Mphatso Tebulo, and my sign language interpreter tonight was Linley Mponda. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Something